What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
You dead meat!
Go ahead and laugh, you guys. Find the final little bastards that did this. They're dead meat.
The trailer for 28 Years Later is out right now. It's the long-awaited sequel to 28 Days Later, made by the same guys who did that movie, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland. Check it out, it looks really great. Chelsea and I watched it and then broke down some of the most interesting parts of the trailer.
I've already watched it a few times, but Chelsea hasn't seen it yet.
No,
Yeah.
I have not watched this yet.
So I'm excited to show it to you.
I've seen the beginning with Teletubbies over and over again while we're setting this up.
Yes, while testing for tech stuff, I had to keep playing the beginning with Teletubby stuff. But we're going to play it once for Chelsea to see it for the first time, get her reactions, and then we're going to go back and analyze what is going on in the trailer, because I think this is really cool. It uses a very awesome audio bed as a kind of framing device. And I think this movie looks great. This is our first extended look at 28 Years Later, the long-awaited sequel to 28 Days Later, with the same creatives behind it in the form of Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, two amazing filmmakers, both in their own right. So let's see what they've got cooking for us next year, 2025.
There they are.
Right, sit here. Sit. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
Why is there so many kids in there?
A lot of kids there. Birthday party, maybe?
Seven, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war. If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Boot, 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 boot.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah.
There's no discharge in the war.
Like this kind of island setting. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's. What was that audio? It's very creepy.
So that is the most striking part of this trailer, is the audio that they have. That is a Rudyard Kipling poem.
Ah.
That he wrote in 1903 after the Boer War. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, the Boer Wars. Yeah.
Yes. So that was the British colonizing
Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah.
And he wrote that after the wars had ended, and it was about the soldiers' experience of just this monotony of having to march, not knowing where you're going. There's no discharge from the war. You're not allowed to leave or stop. You just have to follow orders and march and do whatever your superiors are telling you.
Oh, it's kind of like we were learning about how in the beginning of World War II, Europe for a while, aside from Eastern Europe, that was kind of the situation too. Was just we are at war, but we're not, and we're just kind of walking around, not doing anything.
Just
and
move around and be
waiting.
where we need you to be. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, spooky.
Specifically, this is a 1915 recording by Taylor Holmes.
Okay.
You can find videos on YouTube of people playing it from the record players of this 1915 recording. And it's been used, apparently, for its psychological effect in the U.S. military, the SERE schools. This is evading capture, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. So it's somehow used there, and I can see just how it would be used in a military training, because not only its subject matter, but just that specific audio recording has a very profound physical effect.
It's very creepy.
It's very creepy. Also, fun fact for you, hun, do you know who Taylor Holmes is?
I was gonna ask.
He was an old-time actor, Broadway and silent films, and eventually made his way into the talkies and did some voice acting. And his final film role was as King Stefan in Sleeping Beauty.
Oh my goodness!
This guy was saying scums.
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 Wow, that's so exciting. Wow.
So now that you've had a chance to look at it just unbridled, unadulterated, I wanna go through and look at it a little bit more in depth. So obviously we're starting, and this first shot, this is clearly from when the first film took place in 2002. It looks like British society continuing in a normal fashion.
Now, James, if you pay attention closely, you'll see this CD rack that everyone had in the 2000s.
That's right. Oh, the wavy CD rack.
The wavy CD rack.
And then, of course, we have here a old style CRT television instead of a flat screen, so that further dates it. And you can see here we have 1, 2,
Tinky Winky,
3,
Dipsy, Lala, and Poe.
All 4 Teletubbies accounted and present.
I wonder how, because they built the Teletubbies set was built outside real life in nature to the point where the people who lived by that property had like issues with people coming to visit it.
Oh.
I wonder how they fared during the
Teletubbies themselves?
Yeah.
So this is clearly when it's first taking place. I don't have high hopes for these children to survive.
No, all these blonde children of the damned.
So now it looks like the bulk of this film is going to take place on this island, which is awesome.
Yes, and I was when I saw this island in the trailer, I thought, oh, well, that's got to be one of the best places to be for something like this. You got your one entry and exit point, which is probably going to be, I'm sure, problematic somehow in this film.
But I do like that they've got a little harbor here. That's nice. And of course, obviously, they have the natural barrier and protection of the water everywhere. So they don't need to worry about, as far as I know, the infected can't swim.
Okay.
As far as I know. I'm not sure if that's ever been touched on.
They can just run really fast.
They can just run really fast. Hopefully they can't swim. Obviously, a lot of people have died. Hopefully of natural causes on this little island. 28 years. That's a lot of time to be walled off from presumably the infected threat and to build up your society anew.
Yeah. Presumably not as much access to modern medicine. Probably dying of just dumb stuff.
Oh, yeah, you get a nick on your finger and it gets infected. And,
little things like that.
Yeah. So the roles in their community, we have a hunter carrying back a deer there and a farmer. And I don't know if they still have tractors like that. I imagine petrol will be hard to come by. But a forager, getting some mushrooms and a few other jobs. Those are the survival jobs, but here you have more... keeping us civilized. You have counselors and seamsters.
Oh, I would be a seamster.
You would be a seamster, yeah. I'd probably be a counselor, which is like the most useless of these jobs. You know, you're not actually keeping anyone alive.
Yeah, but you're coordinating everything because you probably are also having to coordinate. Okay, who's doing all these jobs? Because I don't think this is a society anymore where you can grow up and be whatever you want.
Oh, no. You're getting assigned something probably.
Yeah, what you're good at.
All I'm saying is that if things go awry, the counselors are the first against the wall, I'm assuming. You don't want to get rid of your farmers or your hunters.
Yeah.
They're the ones keeping you alive. The counselors, that's where the anger is going to be directed at if things go wrong. Here's something that I'm very curious about how it will play out because we have some graffiti here. Behold, he is coming with the clouds. And then you see
Jimmy coming.
And that was added later. That's not the same style as the rest of this graffiti.
Yeah.
So what's up with Jimmy? And that name is going to pop up again in this trailer.
And the reason I like the sound is it's a good alternative to that trailer thing that I'm so sick of.
The slowed down songs.
Covers of songs we all know. I'm sick of it. We need to retire it. It's awful. This was very refreshing.
And both the medium that the spoken word is recorded onto, the old vinyl recording, 1915, and the time that poem was written itself, 1903, those are kind of resets of society. You know, by framing this trailer with those things, it shows how society has regressed back to an earlier era because of the infection, because of having to wall off and revert to earlier technologies. We are not living in a 21st century world here. We are going back to like the early 20th century with our technology and what we're able to do here. Looks like Aaron Taylor Johnson and I'm assuming his son are heading out on some sort of mission. We're 28 years into this thing. What is the development that's going to lure you out of your safe haven?
Yeah, like what could possibly be enticing enough to leave with your son?
Yeah. So here you can see Jimmy.
Oh, interesting.
So what is going on here? And presumably, you know, got a J up here.
Maybe his butt is the J.
The butt, yeah.
Like it's just the butt crack, and then they just added that to make it the J.
That would be efficient.
Yeah, this is spooky. Who's Jimmy?
I don't know, but why are they carving his name into the back of an infected person?
I mean, I wonder if there's, because I think this would be far enough into this to where there could maybe be some weird religious movements.
Yes,
going
for
on.
sure.
You
Almost
know,
30 years into a post-apocalypse.
This is such a prime setting for cult activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this mask.
It's a cool mask. They've got bleedy eyes. They've got General Grievous cheekbones going on.
I was also, yes. I'm trying to see if this mask, if you look at it, is it made of something pre-existing?
This looks like it's some stitching,
yeah,
or some
two
fastening.
halves of something put together.
This shot.
What is this? I hate looking at it. It's gross.
We're like POV in a Violent Nature style on a crawling infected.
This is like one of those videos where someone's like, I put a GoPro on my dog for a day and this is what it did all day. This is like I put a GoPro on an infected to see what it does all day.
This.
Yeah.
Standout.
This is so cool.
Standout moment of the trailer, I think. I don't know what is happening here. Obviously, it's a big old tower of skulls.
Yeah, all the other things around it that are just bones sticking straight up.
Yeah, are those just other bones,
There's
you
other
think?
bones,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And then we got this like red guy. He kind of reminds me of Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think that's a lighting thing. I think he's just kind of dirty.
Let's see. Oh, I guess he is just
dirty. It's just dirty Ray Fiennes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I wonder what his role is, though. I'm guessing that he is.
Although, you know what? He's not just dirty. Look at how bruised.
Yes.
And it looks like this right here looks like when Cody Rhodes bravely came back to fight with his torn pec.
Yeah. Dude, I think Ray Fiennes is about to face Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm interested in what's going on here. I assume it's some kind of either coming of age celebration.
Yeah.
Or he's about to go on that mission and it's his first time.
Yeah, I wonder if them leaving is like a rite of passage where maybe I think in a society like this where it's all kind of a bit of a regression, I'm guessing that all the boys, once they reach a certain age, maybe go with their father to see the world outside of their little island.
So now they're returning to these bone spires in the night, which means at least 2 scenes in that awesome setting, which makes sense. You build something like that, I want to see that on screen.
Use it again for sure.
Yeah. A baby, you got to keep having kids.
I mean, you do. But also, no thanks.
Well, let me rephrase that. Instead of you gotta, it's gonna happen.
Yes. But also, at a certain point, you gotta.
And also, yeah. I mean, if you are interested in the continuation of your society and the human race in general, you gotta. This guy
is creepy. And also, is it just because of the cheekbones? But is it kind of Cillian Murphy a little bit?
Oh my God.
What's happening here?
Some kind of fiery explosion. I think that they're laying on the ground and it's kind of a POV shot looking up, maybe.
What are they inside of?
Are they inside the bone thing?
Yeah, the texture is really weird.
Yeah, really hard to tell what's happening here.
Yeah.
It might be a climactic moment. I think this looks very cool.
Mm-hmm.
The writer of this film is Alex Garland, who wrote the original 28 Days Later. And he started as a writer and then ended up directing films, which is really cool. Like he wrote 28 Days Later, Sunshine, the sequel to 28 Days Later, and then he wound up directing, some really cool movies. Ex Machina is fantastic, and Annihilation is one of my favorites.
Love Annihilation, yes.
He also did Men, recently Civil War, but for here, he's just writing the script for, I believe, all 3 of these upcoming films. Because remember, this is the start of a new trilogy.
Okay.
But directing a script is Danny Boyle, who directed the original film again. I love that they're bringing him back. You often get these sequels to long dormant horror properties with the original people just kind of like giving their blessing or maybe being consulted.
Right, when it's this far removed time-wise from the original, yeah.
But now we have the original makers who made that fantastic film. And Danny Boyle is a great director, Oscar-winning director. Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours. It started with Trainspotting early on in his career. Fantastic filmmaker. So I definitely trust these guys to give us something great here.
Yeah. Yeah, his stuff's kind of grimy and speculative, which is cool. Yeah, like he gets a little cerebral, which is nice.
Yeah. 28 Days Later kicked off the fast infected trend that other like zombie movies would use for their infected version running around, like the Dawn of the Dead remake. And it was such a pivotal movie and so of its time that I'm excited to see what this new one is, how it is modern and just like jumping forward so far in that world to see the effects and how they're dealing with it. I can't wait for this.
Yeah, it's cool to see this world so far removed from the kind of inciting incidents of the original, because the first movie, it's like, okay, it's still basically our world. It's right after this immediate change. But when you get this far forward, you're having to fill in what happened between then and now.
Yeah, generations have been raised.
Right.
Yeah, there are adults here who know no other world,
right,
as opposed to the original film where it's people kind of reminiscing about what life was like a mere few months ago.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. It comes out June 20th, 2025. I hate that we have to wait that long, but at least we got a little peek into it today. And go watch the full trailer if you haven't. Thank you, everyone. Now you can see my awful handwriting. You would be able to pick out my handwriting in a lineup, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's just so bad.